Welcome to FOMO Consulting for your daily AMC stock analysis on Monday, May 24th. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go on a rocket ride. Very exciting day, and as always, the apes are winning, the diamond hands are winning, and most importantly, the retail investor is winning. So if you find this video informative and entertaining, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It is a newer channel, and I'd appreciate the support. Let's get into the video. Thank you, as always, to everyone who has liked, shared, commented, and certainly subscribed. It means the absolute world to me. Thank you. Start with a quote. A zero-gravity flight is the first step towards space flight, by Stephen Hawking. No doubt we are in space camp. We are learning to fly. We are going through our astronaut training, right? Each and every day. So let's look at the broader market today. All three major indices were up substantially. Great day. Dow was up 0.5% or so. NASDAQ 1.4%, and S&P was up nearly 1%. So fantastic day, and all categories except for one were actually green. So it was a fantastic day. So crypto is making a bounce back, no doubt. It's a good thing. A lot of investment in that, and a lot of people have been quite worried, but it looks like it's bouncing back. It may take a while to recover, but overall, I think that's good for the overall broader market. So let's look at what AMC did today. Closed at $13.68, up $1.60, 13.25%, and up after hours. Somewhere in the 1380 to 1390 range. Fantastic day. We launched from the opening as I kind of anticipated based on the 83,000 contracts expiring in the money Friday. We tend to have a history of having good green Mondays, but overall the broader market certainly helped AMC as well as many other stocks, including GME. But as you can see, it absolutely followed the S&P to a T, and as well as the NASDAQ. So we had a great day, launched, and then consolidated through basically the second half of the day. So as you know by now, $14 is an absolute brick wall. We have to break it, demolish it, stand on its ruins, and claim victory. You can see what they were doing. This snapshot was taken at 5:30 p.m. after hours. They were not going to let this get over $14 even this evening. So AMC was the most popular stock on Webull today at 8.67%. It certainly was in the top 5 regarding volume and activity. Great to see. It was in a strong category today. And most importantly, the sector is doing fantastic. We fall into the entertainment sector and communication services. And if you look how that particular sector has done of the broader market, just year to date, it's up 10.5% or so. 1 year, it is up nearly 40%. 3 years, it is up 53%. And a 5-year, that sector is up 102%. So clearly AMC is in the right category. It is in a recovery category, and it's certainly doing quite well of late. So let's look at the bigger picture. So this is AMC and how it looks. The alligator's mouth is absolutely wide open. We are recovering, but as I've showed you, where the areas we need to stay in. So we stayed in the $2 to $4 channel for a period of time before the baby squeeze. Then we consolidated in the 5 to 7. Then we spent an absolute eternity in the $9 to $11 channel. Now we are in the $12 to $14 channel. What a difference a month makes, right? So overall, we're doing fantastic. Our job this week, I don't care where we stand personally, we just need to stay in the $12 to $14 channel. So let's see how we're doing. So bigger picture, doing quite well on the 4-hour chart. MACD is starting a bullish crossover yet again on the 4-hour. You can see where we got overbought last week on the RSI. We had to cool off, but we are still very much in bullish territory. So you can take a bit of a closer look here. You can see where we've bounced. Alligator's mouth is starting to open, bullish crossover, and RSI still very bullish. So bigger picture, daily chart, no doubt we are doing quite well. I illustrated this of where I believe the trend is going, just a speculation, but we need to break the $14 level first, and then I have no doubt we will rocket very quickly to 16 and higher. And if we do, we will launch. So again, here is a closer picture over the daily chart. This is where we currently stand as of today. You can see the alligator's mouth is still open. Last week's kind of sell-off, heavy shorting with Wanda selling off, kind of closed the mouth just a bit, but no doubt a couple more green days this week, he will open his mouth wide open again. And you can see where we've got a bullish MACD, and the RSI had to cool off, but we are still very much in bullish territory. Again, closer look, feel free to pause. So this is the weekly candle, still moving upwards quite nicely. Nice illustrated trend line. So what I want to show you here is on the left is the mid-March time frame for AMC. On the right is where we currently are. So if you recall, in and around earnings, we kind of ran up, had a week or so of kind of a consolidation, I guess, before we made that run up to $14.54 intraday. You can see what the alligator looked like, you can see what the RSI looked like, and you can see what the MACD looked like. If you look to your right, after last week's sell-off, we are still very, very bullish. The alligator's mouth is wide open as compared to the mid-March time frame. RSI is certainly needed to cool off, but you can see we're trending back in a bullish direction, and the MACD is certainly more bullish than it was in mid-March. So I am very, very pleased and excited about where we're going. So what I want to show you here is last week as it related to Wanda, illustrated on the chart. The red arrows show the May 17th and May 18th side by side. And on the right side, you see the details around the SEC filing around Wanda's sale, and on the left, you see the short volume. So if you look on the 17th, you can clearly see where they sold 9 million shares around the $14 price level. Absolutely killed our momentum. The day after, on the 18th, they sold 505,000 shares and an additional 16.6 million shares on the 18th. Absolutely killed our momentum. No doubt our opponent bought up some of those shares as well as retail investors, but you can see where the indicators pretty much got squashed. All of the momentum we had building up on the MACD, RSI, all got shorted down. No doubt they used those additional borrowed shares to short us down. No doubt they bought some. The green arrow you will see is on the bottom left is in and around the time we were making our heavy run up on that Thursday and Friday, in and around that period, and the lack of short volume of that. The short volume ratio was actually about as low as I've ever seen on AMC recently anyway, around 10 or so. So again, you can clearly see it on the chart where it was just an absolute momentum killer. This week, I believe, is going to be a far different story because they don't have the selling pressure based on Wanda. So, good bullish article. Check it out. AMC has entered wave 5 of the Elliott wave cycle, and the technical signals are all strong, short, mid, and long term. And if you look at the technical resistances I have on the left, this is why the fight is so absolutely brutal at 14, is because there's very little resistance running up towards the $19, $20 range. They know once it breaks 14, 14.50, there's nothing really to stop it from a resistance standpoint. So we are in for a very, very brutal and vicious fight, but we need to buy, hold, and just let the process play out. So some really great news came out today, social buzz around Wall Street bets and all the stocks that they support, as well as I. AMC certainly shot up. Fast and Furious is absolutely killing it overseas. Odeon, which is a subsidiary of AMC, sold 300,000 tickets, the busiest week in over a year in the European market, which is absolutely huge for AMC. And F9 brought in $162 million internationally, not in the United States yet because it hasn't been released, but those are all fantastic signs. Then you get some additional good news going on here. Odeon again sold 300,000 tickets since reopening last week, which is absolutely huge for AMC. And then no doubt on the right side, you see the normal hit pieces. So this has increased quite a bit, but most bullishly, the 62.24% probability above our current price level of 1368 has swayed substantially in a bullish direction. Last week, we were actually more bearish on this chart. So we are looking quite well even on the speculative probability chart from Fidelity. So most importantly, as I believe, GME, AMC, Big Brother, Little Brother, like it or not, when one does well, the other one does well. And we need GME to wake up, and it is doing so. You can see the alligator is now starting to wake up. His mouth is beginning to open. RSI is starting to trend in a bullish direction, as well as the MACD. So GME is looking quite well, and it collectively, it is in all of our best interest for it to do so, because it just applies more and more pressure to the shorts in both stocks and collective ETFs. So upcoming weekend in the United States, go see a good movie, some great titles coming out, Cruella and Quiet Place 2 among others. So here's where we stand with the short trend off of Ortex. We were clearly going down. You can see where Wanda sold. They have began to re-short. However, if we press the price up continuously this week, I have no doubt we will send these short interest trend lines go back down again, because they will begin exiting their positions. And this chart is about a day behind. There's about a day lag. So let's look at what they were up to today. On the left was market open this morning. Certainly they borrowed shares, tried to short it down after the big run up. They certainly had the guns loaded, right? And by end of day, you can see where they basically returned a few more shares than they actually borrowed, but still at 4 million, 4.8 million, substantial amount of shares, but nothing like what was occurring last week, where we were in the 6 and 7 million shares. So no doubt they kind of got out of the way. They knew the price was running up, and they waited for the opportune time. So let's look at Ortex. So the short interest percent of free float actually went down just a hair, but nearly flat at 14.46. Percent free float on loan is about flat, 24.01. Shares on loan actually went up, no doubt, because of Wanda and some of the availability of the shares at 128.21 million. Days to cover actually went up just a hair, 1.33. Cost to borrow about flat at 10.19, and utilization is nearly 100% yet again at 99.28. Overall, retail investors own 63.9%, no doubt, because institutions have increased their positions substantially. Total volume today around 110 million. Short shares available according to Fintel, 1.2 million. And short borrow fee according to Fintel, 5.78. So let's look at the options. Options overall, 2.4 to 1, still realistic, but still very bullish. And some very large options purchases for a May 28th call at a $12.50 strike. June 18th seems to be very popular these days as well. May 28th again. Some puts, no doubt these were hedges, but a lot of positive momentum, still a lot of bullish sentiment around AMC. So let's look at the battlefield for this week regarding the options chain as I believe it. Red indicates the extremes of, let's just call it around the $12 level to the $16 level. Cautionary range would be around 12 to 15. I believe the battlefield will continue to be the $13 to $14 level. I hope I am wrong on the low side. I do hope we get above 14 this week. If not, closer to 15, that will put, again, a lot of calls in the money. We certainly need that. Open interest, based on this, has not picked up substantially yet, but it is building, no doubt. So as always, I have skin in the game. Today was a great day, but as always, we want more, right? I am not selling. I am diamond hands with you to the end. My continuous bold prediction right now, unless something substantial further changes, is $13 to $14. I hope I'm wrong on the low side. Let's close with a quote. Storms make trees make deeper roots, by Dolly Parton. No doubt we have been through our share of storms. We will continue to go through some storms. But we are rooted in and we are not going anywhere, and we are strong as an oak right now. So I hope you found the video informative and entertaining. If you did, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Again, it's a newer channel and I'd appreciate the support. Thank you again for watching, and I hope your lives are full of green candles. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.